Yeah, hold on just a second, guys. Apparently a photo is surfaced of me as a baby kissing my friend without her consent. There goes my chances of ever getting on the Supreme Court. Well, whether I'm on the Supreme Court or not, I'll always fight for toucan sexual rights. In fact, if you too want to help out with toucan sexual rights or just express your own toucan sexuality, you guys should go to hunteravallone.net, pick up some of my new merch. I have some all-new toucan sexual graphics out now. They're available for only 1 week. So go to hunteravallone.net and express your toucan sexuality. Well, now that my shameless plug is out of the way, why don't we get into this entire debacle? This entire Brett Kavanaugh situation has been scattered, confusing, and full of lies or truths, or no one seems to really know. At first, I wasn't going to talk about this, but it's gotten so insane that I felt the dire urge to swoop in and offer my elevated opinion with my smooth, silky voice. Warning. For the sake of not ruining future career options, the video uploader has requested your consent to proceed with the video. You have 5 seconds to give your consent or click off the video. 5, 4, 3, thank you for your consent. Raped by YouTube. Long story short, I do not like Democrats. I don't like the fact that they claim to be all for women and women's voices. Yet they have no problem politicizing and exploiting this specific woman's situation for political gain. I mean, at this point, it's almost become their wild card. You're leveling up, you're heading towards some government position, and then boom, you have to face the final boss. Sexual assault allegations from millennia ago. And I understand, as the midterms are coming up quick, the Democrats desperately need to change their slogan. So they went ahead and ditched "Fuck Trump and Republicans" and replaced it with "I was fucked by Trump and Republicans." Now, for those who don't know, Christine Blasey Ford claims that Kavanaugh pinned her to a bed and attempted to remove her clothes in the early 80s when she was 15 and he was 17 at a small house party. Now listen, I'm not getting up on camera today to tell you that Brett Kavanaugh is telling the truth and Christine Blasey Ford is lying or vice versa. Right now, it seems a lot like if you're a Democrat, Ford is telling the truth, and if you're a Republican, Kavanaugh is telling the truth. No one knows who's telling the truth, and we may never know with 100% certainty. What we can know is how the data does or does not support Kavanaugh or Ford's claims. And no, this does not mean that I automatically assume women are lying when they've been harmed. If anyone is going to try to use heavy emotional subjects like sexual assault as a means to deflect questions, investigation, or people looking deeply at these claims, then they are an idiot who should be treated with disregard. Just because someone is questioning the validity of these claims does not mean they do not respect the alleged victim. Now, I've done a lot of research, and I think that there are 3 ways Ford is going about this. 1, she is malicious and attempting to derail the confirmation of Brett Kavanaugh. 2, she's telling the truth about an assault, but she's mistaken that it was Kavanaugh. Or 3, she's telling the truth. Let's start with the first option. Christine Blasey Ford is malicious and attempting to derail the confirmation. The evidence that really seems to support this is the timing. Brett Kavanaugh has been in the public eye as a judge for a long time. Why wait until now to bring these allegations forward? It seems rather calculated. On July 30th, Ford anonymously sent a letter to Senator Dianna Feinstein, the top Democrat senator on the Senate Judiciary Committee, alleging she was assaulted by Brett in high school. The letter wasn't sent to the FBI until September 12th, after rumors about its existence were leaked by Democrat senators. Then September 14th, the story finally went public. Now, we know for a fact that Ford is a registered Democrat and has donated some money to progressive organizations over the years. It's fair to assume that if she holds these opinions, she would be adamantly against the idea that Brett Kavanaugh would overturn Roe v. Wade, an idea largely pushed by the left. Since this ordeal, Christine has been hailed as a hero to the left, and I have no doubt when this whole ordeal winds down, she will release a book. And finally, a GoFundMe campaign has raised almost $500,000 for Ford and her family. On top of this, headlines everywhere are claiming she passed a polygraph test, but polygraphs are incorrect 10 to 30% of the time. She's already lied about other small details as well. For example, she previously claimed she was afraid of flying, saying the assault from Kavanaugh has left her afraid of enclosed spaces like airplanes. However, at the hearing, she admitted she does, in fact, fly quite often for vacation and work-related events. It seems very inconsistent. Ford also claimed 3 people, besides Kavanaugh, were at the party where the alleged assault took place, also claiming 1 was in the room to witness the assault. All 3 have denied any recollection of being at such a party or knowing of any alleged assault by Kavanaugh. During her testimony on Thursday, Ford revised her WhatsApp conversation with the Washington Post reporter to clarify that more than 4 people may have been present at the party in question, and that an individual named PJ was not a bystander to her alleged attack, and that she does not allege that he knew about it. This man, PJ, was formerly identified as a witness by Ford. He denied being at any party and ended up backing Kavanaugh. Then Ford revised her conversation with media and claimed he was never actually present at the party. Again, it seems really inconsistent. Next, we have option 2. She's telling the truth about being assaulted, but Kavanaugh was not the perpetrator. Ford can't seem to remember many important details about the alleged assault. At her hearing, she admitted she wished she remembered more. She can't remember whose house she was in, how she got home, the date, or how many people were at the party. Democrats also bring up the fact that Ford shared her assault story with a therapist in 2012, but Ford says she did not ever name Kavanaugh in her therapy session. Her husband, however, told the Washington Post that Kavanaugh's name did come up during the session. During her polygraph, she was asked only 2 very vague questions regarding the validity of her statement, which of course she'd believe even if she were mistaken about the identity of the perpetrator. In fact, 2 other men have even stepped forward and told the committee that they assaulted Ford, not Kavanaugh. Ford's account of who attended the party has also changed several times. According to the Washington Post report, Ford's therapist's notes say 4 boys were involved, a discrepancy Ford says was an error on the therapist's part. Ford said there were 4 boys at the party, but only 2 in the room. Ford's polygraph contradicts this statement. In her polygraph, she said there were 4 boys and a couple of girls at the party. And finally, we come to option 3. Christine Blasey Ford is telling the truth. If you think about it, she really hasn't gained much, at least not yet, from this whole ordeal. There are many risks she took to come forward, like damaging her reputation and even future career options. I'm sure it was absolutely terrifying being thrown into the public eye with these allegations and then testifying in front of millions. She's been doxxed and ridiculed by many on the right, and her life will never be the same after this. All in all, this is an extremely difficult situation, and I think an FBI investigation, although it's a pain in the ass and it delays the confirmation, which is exactly what the Democrats want, is necessary. I think justice should be served, and an investigation may be the best option for those on the right and the left. Regardless of whether Ford is lying, telling the truth, or telling her own truth, Democrats are having an absolute heyday exploiting this woman's situation for political gain. The left has launched one of the most ridiculous campaigns I think I've ever seen in my entire life. The Believe Women campaign. Hashtag Believe Women. Because nothing says you treat women equally like treating women differently and blindly believing any word that drips out of their mouth. Besides, I thought gender was a social construct. I'm so confused. Joe Kennedy said, "To all the women who have shared stories of their own over the last few days, thank you for your brave voices. You are heard and you are believed. Hashtag Believe Women." Well, I'm very sorry, Joe, but you're a woman I'll never believe. Since when do we just blindly believe someone because they have a vagina between their legs? You're telling me now that when a man says something, you need to question it, but when a woman says something, well, we just close our eyes, think of X-Files, and say, "I want to believe." Countless tweets with the hashtag Believe Women have been shared, as well as Bumble, a dating app, sharing a full page in the New York Times, Believe Women. Not only is this laughably illogical, it's offensive and demeaning towards women as well. When a man says something, you think about it. You take into consideration whether he's telling the truth or not. You're taking what he's saying seriously. But when a woman says something, oh well, she just must be telling the truth because she has a pair of boobs. The left is using a very familiar tactic with this as well, wrapping an important issue up with emotion as to make it off limits to question. Now, if you still are on Kavanaugh's side and you still want him confirmed, well, you're okay with sexual assault. Now, if you question Ford's claims, you're not just discussing politics, You're refusing to believe women. Now the left is no longer against Kavanaugh, they're against sexual assault and fighting for women's voices to be heard. This is emotional manipulation, and we see right through your stupid little tricks. I'd also question, if those on the left are against questioning Ford's claims, are they really believing women? Sounds to me that if you truly believed what someone was saying, you'd have no problem having their claims scrutinized and examined so it could be proven true. This whole notion that we should just blindly believe women is ridiculous bullshit that should not be taken seriously. We should not believe women any more than we believe men. We should believe facts and evidence. This entire debacle is a messy one, but I think it's very clear how the Democrats have taken advantage of these allegations to create a movement against Kavanaugh, all the while making them appear pro-woman, when in reality, they're pro-liberal women making accusations against Republicans. Ford's claims are faulty, and they need to be examined further before we claim she's lying, Kavanaugh is lying, or vice versa. I know for me, I don't want to pick a side, I want to follow the truth. Please give this video a like, comment below, and share with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace.